totally beverages.
And sometimes hot sauce.
That is a tasty root beer.
Coffee.
Water.
Cerveza.
Mountain Dew.
Beverages.
Beverages hot sauce. Beverages hot sauce.
Welcome to Totally Beverages and Sometimes Hot Sauce, the show that was almost called K-Cups with RoRo. I'm your host, Psychic Andy, but you can call me RoRo. Here right next to me.
It's a good nickname.
Here right next to me is the beautiful blue-eyed Barbadian. Welcome to the show, JoJo. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I do wish that I had a spooky name for today.
Ooh, like my old nickname, Spooky White.
No, yeah, I like that one.
Which was retired because it just didn't seem like a smart nickname. I don't even remember where that nickname came from, but remember there was like a hot sauce called Spooky White?
That's right. Yeah, that we got in a box as well.
Not a great nickname. I like RoRo much better.
RoRo is stronger. Not as scary.
You could have a spooky name, though.
I know. I could have... Oh, you could have one that is... RoRo.
We have a great show today. A very great show for everybody today. It is going to be a bit spooky.
RoRo.
I'm very excited, but before we get into today's spooktacular episode, let's take care of a little business. And also, I'd like to welcome. We're doing this is like a Tuesday daytime episode, so I'm guessing there's some new people in the chat. Say hello. We would love to see you. I'd love to shout you out.
We want to know who our graveyard shift listeners are. You know, he's normally on the clock right now.
So if we look at the vision board, a big thing happened last week. If you weren't with us, I finally got rid of the ice maker off this, and we moved it over to our manifested board.
Yes.
Dreams come true.
They certainly do.
Let's get back to that ice maker in a couple clicks. Here, though,
Okay.
First off, the hotline is open, 909-295.
Cafe.
Leave your voicemails there. Just do it. We want them. We want to listen to them. We want to play them on the show. We miss them. We miss you.
It's the dream. Call it in when you're out trick-or-treating this week.
Yes.
Leave a voicemail.
And as you all may know, we have a rap contest going. JoJo and I made a beat made of only beverage sounds and duck sounds. And I just saw a submission just popped in just a few minutes ago. I haven't even listened to it yet. We're going to listen to all of them later. But our boy Josh, this isn't you, Josh, is it?
No, I wouldn't do that on the show. I'd make myself known.
Okay.
Or I would have come at you with an alias, and you would have no idea it's me.
So we have a big update here, though. We've been kind of teasing the prize pack. It's an ever-evolving situation, the prize pack for this rap contest. Basically, what the rap contest is, though, is you need to record a rap over the Bev and Duck Noise beat that we made. That beat can be found, link in our bio. It can be found in the Discord. It's pretty easy to get your hands on that hot stuff, right, JoJo?
Absolutely. Couldn't be easier.
We are going to give... it's such a cool Tito's stainless steel drinking vessel, which is amazing. I don't have it nearby, but it's incredible. But here's the hot news for today. We're also going to be giving away an ice maker, we think. So
the contents of this box can be yours.
I have not opened this box. This was the box that came the initial time I ordered a ice maker for my wife from a third-party seller. I have since been refunded. They have not sent me back a return label for this yet, and I gave them an ultimatum. I said, if I don't hear from you, I'm giving this away as a prize. Now, do I know what's actually inside this box? I have no idea. When you Google ice walks, does anything come up on Google? No. Is that weird? Yes, that's pretty weird that nothing comes up. Did you search on eBay for this? Yes. Did anything come up? Absolutely nothing.
Wow. What about OfferUp?
That's a great call. I haven't checked OfferUp. But this is a chance of a lifetime. You wrap, and in return, the winner will get what is ever in this box. And I do think we'll open up this box before the contest ends, right? I don't think that seems a little shady that I would send the box out without actually knowing what is in it. So maybe next week we will actually unveil what's in this box.
Especially seeing as it didn't cost the show a dime to get this ice maker in the door. It would seem silly to send out a heavy box full of something else.
Well, that's the thing. It is going to cost. It's going to cost to get it out the door. That is for sure. This is coming in, I would say, 15 pounds, maybe. Does that seem like how much an ice maker would weigh?
Oh boy, yeah.
I don't
would
know
think so.
what's in this box, and it does seem very weird that they don't want this thing back, or maybe it's not weird at all.
Now, I think we should also be clear that if this is in fact an ice maker, if you win the rap contest, you must accept this gift.
Wait,
it's got to get out, I assume. It's got to get out of the house.
Then it's this is a problem, JoJo. Are we going to get more submissions or less? I initially thought we'll get so much more submissions because people are going to want to get their hands on this dope
if
ice
this
wax
thing is a pebble
maker.
ice maker, and as it should be, and you're enjoying the benefits of fresh homemade ice anytime, as the box says, which implies it's portable, but I think you're going to want this machine. I'm seeing some settings up there.
Since we haven't opened to this yet, here's the deal. If you get your submission in before next week's episode, I will give you the option of me not sending you the ice maker if you are the winner.
After next week, it's mandatory.
After next week, after we open this thing up, it's mandatory. And I'm probably going to throw some more curveballs into the contest, too. So just know you want to get in early for this to be a smooth sailing for the winner.
Oh, we have a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Besides the note that Ice Walks as a name sounds extremely fishy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is true. But there's a question about the rap battle. There's a point of technicality. Does it have to be rap, or is death metal appropriate?
Oh, Randy, great question. It does not have to be rap. It could be death metal. It could be spoken word. It's just got to be anything that you find artistically satisfying over the fire beat that we made.
Yeah, I would love a little Linkin Park or something going on over here. You know, you could scream along, maybe someone else in the household singing. You feel free to collab as well. If you want to hit each other up, get going on that Discord.
Good luck splitting that ice maker in half, though.
That's a great point. We only have the one, unless we actually need to re-enter the ice maker you did keep back onto the manifestation board as a how do we get this out of the house project. How is that going?
How's what going?
The ice maker you kept.
We haven't opened. We haven't unboxed it yet. We're gonna try it out. Hopefully in a couple months.
What?
We're gonna take it up to our cabin, but
right.
We'll see. So that's a work in progress as well.
Okay,
let's get to business. We have a tremendous guest with us today.
The best.
Here we go. Where are we? Some may say the best. Today's special guest is a writer, producer, and podcaster. And because it's spooky season, are they a Halloween aficionado? Here's just a couple select picks that I curated myself. They are the host of Mummy and Deaddy podcast, which you need to check out, which we will talk more about very soon.
We will?
They drink things. And they hate ducks. Please,
what?
Welcome to the show, JoJo's better half, Carol Fahey.
Hello.
Hello.
my gosh, it is so good
Hi.
to see you.
Hello. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
how are you, Carol?
I'm doing really great. I actually, that's kind of a lie because I got both a flu shot and a COVID booster yesterday, and I don't feel that great. My wing is sore, but besides that, great. Mentally, emotionally,
you're
great.
you're like a fragile little duck whose wing is hurt.
Well,
A lot of
I wouldn't say
self-hate
duck,
happening there. No,
but-
she wouldn't say that.
Jojo, where's Mr. Snackers as we speak? Not in the house, I'm sure.
Ducky daycare. But you know what's funny? Now that you mention this, I had texted, we renewed our lease. I texted my landlord to ask about if there'd been any changes to the duck policy. And they just texted back 3 question marks.
Really?
Unclear.
Unclear. Yeah, it was basically a magic 8-ball answer.
That you need to clarify yourself.
But it makes me wonder, like, I didn't have the conversation directly. I'm just wondering if this is in the lease somewhere or if this is something that maybe was, I'm not trying to cast aspersions, but was maybe planted by my better half to remove a duck from our home.
I don't know what you're talking
How
about.
dare you, Carol?
She
Listen,
does love
we
a
all
clean
know
tub.
Carol hasn't had Mr. Snackers back like this show has had Mr. Snackers back, but that's okay. Ducks aren't for everyone. We can move on from that.
Got that right.
Is it a strike against you? Yes. Are you going to shine regardless? I have no doubt whatsoever. To be clear, a couple things about Carol. Randy, yes, this is Mrs. JoJo.
That's right.
If you're listening or
Yeah.
watching,
Her legal name.
this is Mrs. JoJo. Is in the
CoCo.
house.
I'm CoCo.
And Carol, the last time
CoCo.
you were on the show, some may say was the most monumental, most groundbreaking episode we have ever done. And that is truly thanks to you. That is when you let another man drink your breast milk besides your husband.
Not just any man. Psychic Andy.
That'd be
And
me.
it was an honor. That was
having-
so wild. That was so
That really
so
is.
wild.
And I really want to encourage any new listeners that we may have. That really was one of my proudest achievements. I hope it is for both of you sitting there over there.
We tell our kids about it.
Mhm.
They're
Every
going to
day.
tell their kids
Mhm.
about it. So go back into our back catalog. It's still up wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes.
Just search Carol or breast milk, and you'll probably find it on iTunes.
And thanks
yeah.
to Elizabeth as well. She also played a part.
She did.
She certainly
play-
did.
She did play a part.
I actually re-listened to that episode fairly recently, and it's great. It holds up tremendously. It's also funny to think that since nobody shares drinks at all anymore, that we did a show where we're sharing the most intimate drink of all.
Yeah, if it would be funny to have if we decided to do that episode 3 weeks into lockdown. We
Yeah.
probably would have gotten some press for it. You know what I mean?
That's true. It would have seemed like a real doomsday preppers kind of a thing. Like, what
We're
are the extremes?
anti-vax and we're pro breast milk. This is all
That's
you
right.
need.
That's
That's
the
all you
premise. That's the whole show. It's of course called Totally Beverages, sometimes hot sauce,
And always breast milk.
always breast milk.
Okay, guys. Speaking of past episodes, so first of all, I want to just make sure with Andy here, because Josh told me that we chose today's beverage completely randomly. Is that true?
I don't know of any other way we choose beverages.
Yeah, we didn't spin
it
a
felt
wheel
within
or
the theme
anything.
of the season and the
Right.
holidays. for
Okay,
sure,
just wanted to
yeah.
make sure before I tell you guys something. So I went back and listened to the first time I was on T-Bash before the breast milk shootout. I was on to drink blueberry kefir, and I was pregnant. And on that episode, something very flowy happened, which was the voicemail. One of the listener voicemails was like, "Why hasn't JoJo's wife ever been on the show?" And we were all like, "What?" But here's
Whoa.
the thing. Then we did Brian's question. Would it work if I played it? I have it queued up.
Yes.
Would it
Yes, it
work?
would. I think
please.
so.
Josh
Thanks
doesn't
for
know
doing
about
this
this.
pre-pro. Oh my God.
Okay. I hope this works. Hold on.
Carol LeBrand,
If I just hold it up to my mic, it
Yeah,
should
that
work.
should do fine.
You're hired, Carol.
Here we go. This week's questions. Why haven't hipsters turned to perfecting apple cider? What's taking so long? Do I have to put up with Mott's and Martinelli's until they do? Fantastic question.
We're just
Oh,
talking
there's
about
that COVID cough.
That was the first one. That was patient 0. Wow, in the
Oh
flow.
my
And I go
God,
on
in
to
the
say, like,
flow.
I love apple cider. It's not the same out here. Like, we all have this long discussion about cider, and then you talk about some cranberry cider that you love at Thanksgiving. And
Yeah, the sparkling Martinelli's.
yeah. And then he also, there was a follow-up question to that about Mott's or something. I don't know, but it was all about apple cider. How crazy
Damn.
is that?
We
Damn.
are always in the flow on this
We
show.
live in the flow.
We live in the flow. Guess what's in that Ice Walks box? The flow is what's in there, okay? That's what's in that box.
Then get delivered to your doorstep, people.
You got to get rapping.
Holy crap. Okay, well, this brings me to the first segment of the show that you're familiar with, and I have not to throw another curveball on but I did a little pre-pro on my own.
What?
I got the gears going.
Okay.
This is what I want to do because it's not often that we have two halves together on the show. Carol, since we've done your beverage profile in the past, Josh, since we've done your beverage profile in the past, this is what I want to do. I want to do kind of a updated beverage profile for each of you, but I want each of you to tell me about the other person's beverage profile. Okay?
Ooh.
And the other person has to kind of sit quiet until I ask questions where I will give you your chance to affirm or deconfirm, as they would say, the profile. But is that okay with you? And so what I
Yeah.
think we should do first is, Carol, I want you to take us through Josh's beverage profile right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
What time am I waking up in the morning?
Oh my gosh. And it's also really crazy to listening back to that episode of like just how different our lives were last time I thought about any of this. So
Sounds so good.
we-
Even
yeah.
just saying that sounds good.
Josh wakes up at about 6:20 and drags himself out of bed by 6:30.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And on a weekday, this is a weekday we're talking about.
Why does JoJo look nervous?
He should be, really.
Okay,
He should
good.
be.
Good.
He's not drinking anything for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But breakfast is usually on the table by 7 because we have to leave with the kids by 7:30
Gotta
for
get
school.
going. Yeah.
So with breakfast, usually right before he sits down, he's filling up these tumblers that we have. I really should have had them out.
As
They're-
if
they're-
you should have known that this was going to
We're talking
happen,
probably
which
a
we
pint
didn't.
But
size,
he-
16 ounce probably.
yeah,
I'll go
he
get
goes.
one.
He goes for a different glass than I usually do, and they are he's gonna go grab one, but they're plastic. 16
Yeah,
ounce, and so he's filling up from the Culligan water filter, and that's what he takes his vitamins with. He's a very healthy boy.
Wow.
Yeah. So then we make coffee in a coffee pot now, which is vastly different from the lives that we used to lead with AeroPress, or we had a French press stage in between our AeroPress days.
You cared. You took the time. There was the tradition. Yeah. I
Yeah, we
remember.
cared. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this coffee maker came highly recommended. It's a Bonavita, I think.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's a Bonavita.
Okay.
It has like a pour over setting, so you can do that.
So it can take longer.
So it can take longer, and you feel more special, more
So you've-
worthy.
It's an
Yeah.
upgrade, but this was more of a convenience upgrade. You were making life easier for for JoJo.
It was
He's
Josh
making it easier.
really spearheaded the move. I think he was
Interesting.
tired of when we had people over or like family in town. He hated making extra French presses.
Can I speak to this?
Lazy, right?
Are you gonna allow him to talk?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Sorry,
good.
Okay.
not yet.
Um,
But lazy, would you call it?
yes, it
Yeah,
was.
okay.
It was a lazy move, but I welcomed it. Look, I'm not gonna say I fought it.
It made your life easier. Sure, I get it.
It did. We're still grinding the beans.
But it's an electric grinder, right?
Yes. Yes. As always, we've never quite made it to the hand grindy phase of
I can't
existence.
imagine him taking the time to grind with his own hands. It
No,
just doesn't seem
Josh
in
is
his
very
character.
efficient. Yeah, he's an efficient person.
That's one adjective.
So I usually make the coffee. make an
Interesting. And does he make you make the coffee?
Yeah, he watches me. He videotapes it sometimes.
And that is this podcast.
Yeah, and actually, it's whoever's making the lunches. So we kind of switch off, which is an unsaid thing. If I usually am up earlier because I get up earlier.
Yeah.
No hints here to my schedule, but yeah. So I'm usually in there making lunches, which I know is your lot in life as well.
Indeed.
RoRo.
That's a different podcast.
It's a different podcast. Different podcast. So we're mostly putting those in coffee travelers.
Okay.
Josh has I think it's shoot. It's not a Kinto and it's not a Yeti. I think it might be like
Isn't it a Yeti, JoJo? You can speak, JoJo.
Oh, I can.
your
Just for a moment.
coffee traveler,
I have two. Which one do you speak of? Which color?
the Sub Pop one.
So okay, that one's Mir.
Oh, Mir,
M-I-I-R.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mirror.
Okay, so it's going into a traveler cup.
Yeah.
JoJo, you can be quiet for a minute.
Most days, and then he takes it with half and half, and that is a whatever half and half. We're like way less specific. Oh yeah, the coffee beans.
Yeah.
We switch it up all the time. We just get, like, right now we're working through some beans that friends gave us, and
Slogging.
yeah, no, we're
I'm just
just
kidding.
just fun
Thanks
stuff. We kind
a
of switch
lot, Joe, for the beans.
it up. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we hardly ever buy our coffee beans from Trader Joe's anymore. We'll just like get. Oh, okay. So commonly we will get the giant bag of counterculture that they sell at Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good price. It's a good
Yeah.
deal, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do that. And then, okay. During the day, Josh is just drinking water, maybe from that same glass or maybe from his hydro flask, but honestly, like, not enough water. Like, I got him one of these big, ugly jugs that was like, you can do it,
Oh,
like,
no.
yeah.
nug jug.
I
No,
think
no, no,
yeah, you
no.
may have seen it. It's awful, but I think it's
Mhm.
been donated since he was using it, but then stopped.
Okay.
But yeah, I just don't think you drink enough water, but that's just me. He also finishes his coffee faster than most people, so like he's
Wow.
just done after. Sometimes he'll go back for like a second cup after lunch or something, but okay, then into the afternoon you're doing a LaCroix of various. We also switch it up with the LaCroix, all manner
Yeah,
of LaCroix.
you're over the years, you guys have been very flavor friendly when it comes to LaCroix, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, we only really don't get the coconut, and Josh doesn't like the cherry blossom now, he's told me, so we try not to get that.
Yeah.
Lest we
And
upset him.
are you absorbing that message and honoring that message? Are you hearing Josh?
I hear him, but I like the cherry blossom, so I'll just drink it if we get it.
And is he hearing you when you tell him you like the cherry blossom?
I think he judges me a bit. That
Josh, you'll get your chance to talk. Don't worry. Okay, so after the LaCroix, then end of the night and whatnot?
Yeah, end of the night, having water or LaCroix with dinner. And if we're going to drink an adult beverage, sometimes we'll even split a beer at dinner because we're just like, don't want really. I mean, I usually am the one driving that. But yeah, sometimes we'll split a beer, whatever's around. Right now, there's. Should I talk about this? Okay. Right now, there's the pumpkin beer from Dogfish Head, which is my favorite pumpkin beer. Really, the only one I care to drink, but I won't talk about me. And then. And then let's say this is a Friday night, Josh is going to make himself a Negroni. He did that a lot during the pandemic. That was kind of his go-to, or an old fashioned, something like that. And then he kind of stops drinking water after dinner. Like I won't say anything else, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. What if I was to summarize, and I'm very curious to see what JoJo says, but it seems like there's this you guys are evolving into more of a kind of adult, relaxed, more convenient, more open-minded. It could be these beans, those beans.
Yes.
You're making life easier for yourself, but still not, you're not abandoning all your values, it doesn't sound like. But it does seem, it just seems adult in a relaxed way, and I like to hear that.
Yeah, we've kind of gotten a little loosey-goosey with our preferences, but in doing so has opened us up to this whole other world of beans, bevs. It's been good, you know.
And how has that translated into the bedroom exactly?
No drinks in the bedroom.
Okay, great. So JoJo, let's move on to you. Take us through a typical day in Carol's life. What is she drinking?
Oh yeah, great to be here, everybody.
Boo, boo.
What time is she waking up?
She's waking up between 5. She's not working. She's a freelancer. So if she doesn't have a set to be at, I'm going to say 5:45 to 6:15.
Yeah.
In that zone.
Yeah.
And she is getting up. And let's say it's 5:45, she might go have a little workout. I'm saying going into that workout is some water. It's probably just in a cup. I don't think she's. I wouldn't know. I'm fast asleep. It's either a cup or possibly her reusable water bottle, which has like a wooden bottom third and then like a confetti top, and it is all circular, same dimensions, like a cylinder.
Carol has just walked away
the whole way through.
Because you know nothing about her wee morning hours.
I'm just talking about the water bottle, the stall.
She couldn't even take hearing you just guess of what her life is like from 5:45 to 6:30.
It's called a what? A welly. This is a welly, people.
Oh, that's a nice vessel. That
is
a very nice
it's handsome.
vessel.
Do you want to go ahead and unlid that thing?
Okay, so you think
sometimes that's going in there.
Okay, you think that's going into the workout?
I think it's mostly a glass.
Okay.
She needs coffee stat.
Okay.
She does not like to wait for coffee. If it's a weekend and or honestly, because like I could wait, I could not have coffee.
This isn't about you.
But point is, she needs it within an hour of waking up, I would say.
You've said that 3 times.
I'm just saying sometimes it rushes the coffee making process. And I gotta
See
get
what
in
I'm
there.
dealing
Wait,
with
but
here?
so
Hold
what
on a
I'm
second.
hearing, JoJo, is you're asleep, and that you then feel annoyed that there's an urgency for the coffee, but
No,
Carol's been up already. She's getting stuff done. I don't understand why you're putting this urgency on the coffee making. It sounds like it's a very reasonable amount of time until she would want or consume coffee.
If she's not exercising, we get up at the same exact time. she's still going to want that coffee pronto. That's my point. She's also taking it with just half and half. Sometimes in a traveler, she also does enjoy a mug. We got some nice little handleless mugs, some speckled ones that she got that are also.
I think I've seen those. Yes.
They're from Felt and Fat. They're made in Philadelphia. They're really cool.
Felt and Fats, all spelled
Shout
with
out Felt and
PHs.
Fat.
Shout out to Philly. Bird Gang. Okay, they
Go Phils. Go Phils.
Go Phils. Okay, yous guys, we're gonna go on to what's next. So then she's having water at breakfast time with a coffee.
Ice water or tap?
Tap water, straight up out of the Culligan, also tap temp. And water is riding with her for most of the day. Coffee as well. Her coffee often, like almost every single beverage that Carol drinks, she'll leave a little bit at the bottom.
Okay,
Does not
Josh.
like to finish it.
Okay.
This
You
is
didn't
what I
need
deal
to.
with.
You didn't
Well,
need to
thank
go
you,
there.
water.
Here you go.
Thank
So
you.
there's
Thank you.
a little bit of that. There will be, but so that coffee will last all day. And
She's a sipper, not a chugger.
yes,
Okay.
and LaCroix is getting busted out anytime after 10 a.m. I'm saying could be a first one. There's one now, and same thing, could be any flavor. She does enjoy the cherry blossom, even though I don't, and that's fine. And let's see, then it's gonna be water. I'm not counting her ounces, so I don't know if she's getting enough, but
Not anymore.
she's got great skin, so I think she's getting plenty.
those are this great skin is from tears, Josh.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, it's a salt water. Everyone knows a salt water mask is great for the skin, but that is also a different podcast. So you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Tap, tap, tap. Mostly out the cups. And then same thing at dinner. That's when we might get into sharing a beer or so pumpkin ale from Dogfish Head Brewery in Delaware is
Heard great
her
things, yes.
favorite, and so might share one of those. Might each have one, and if she's making an adult beverage, vodka was very much her go-to throughout for many years and through the pandemic. A dirty martini. And she got into she likes it very dirty and likes a pepperoncini martini.
Ooh, that's fun.
Very fun. Fun ones to make because
So
also
good.
the brine is like neon green. So it's a really fun, it's like vitamin C pea color.
I would like to do that on the show sometime. That interests me quite a bit.
Oh, we could do a dirty
Yeah.
martini flight. That'd be fun.
Cornichon martini, also one of my faves.
Yes.
okay.
So little pickles.
But
and
the
then you can just-
pepperoncini is the best. Highly
Nice.
recommend.
And then, but then lately she's been leaning more towards Browntown, some more whiskey drinks in the mix. But she's also she's classically a red wine person, but through her journey with Invisalign, got really into white wine. She likes an oaky Chardonnay. Controversial opinion in the wine world, but we both do. Into those oaky, the buttery, oakier the better. And
Full-bodied.
full-bodied because she likes a full-body red, and so I think it was probably the closest thing. If I'm going to do a little psychoanalyzing, I'd say that was probably the closest thing. She's only having the 1 cup of coffee, rarely 2,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
on occasion.
Okay.
You can speak to your, because at the end of the day, there's always a good cup of coffee left in the pot, and then bedtime rolls around. She's maybe not also drinking that much water before bed and going to bed.
You don't even know me.
Sometimes a glass is coming in the room because I've been called upon to sometimes deliver them.
Okay.
Okay, I have two quick follow-up questions. Number one, and you both can answer this.
All right.
Why, Carol, do you think that JoJo's not getting enough water? And JoJo, why do you think Carol is getting enough? Let's start with Carol real quick.
I just don't ever see him drinking water during the day. Like Yeah. I mean, maybe it's happening and I'm not seeing it because there were some holes and some misconceptions in his perception of my day. So maybe he's drinking a lot of water, but yeah, he just I don't know. I guess I am assuming this, but I don't see it happening.
It's a feeling you have, sort
It's
of.
a feeling.
Can I speak to my water
Please.
consumption?
Please.
So I'm chugging one of these before I sit down, as Carol mentioned. I'm usually bringing another one to the table, and then I'm drinking water along with food throughout the day. But usually the thing is, I'm chugging a glass of water while I'm at the sink, so that I'm knocking one down. That's a little like taking my medicine. Where I love water, it feels great to drink it. I'm not trying to say it's bad. I also love drugs, so it's fine. But
let me interrupt you real quick. Carol, how often would you say you guys have been together many years? Do you feel like you have like a visual memory baked in of seeing JoJo at the sink chugging water all the time? Are you catching him doing that often?
No.
Because, see, that seems very weird to me because I feel like if my wife was a chugger, I would know she was a chugger.
Yeah.
Right? I just want to point that out, and for whatever reason,
You're
Carol,
questioning my bona
I'm really
fides
with
as a
you
chugger?
right now for some reason. Like I just,
of course you are.
You feel very honest to me. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
Maybe he likes to be alone when he chugs. Maybe.
I do.
Maybe
You
it
know,
is.
do you wanna know
maybe
why,
we're
really?
learning about each other? That could be. I'm open to the possibility.
I
of
will
that.
sometimes chug water so fast it's coming out the sides of the cup onto my shirt.
Doesn't sound like you're very good at it.
No, I'm not. I'm just fast.
But I just think that Carol would know that and know what it looks like. Okay, let's flip the script real quick. JoJo, why do you feel like Carol is getting enough hydration? Do you just feel like you're seeing her throughout the day? She's got lovely skin. Is it those things? What is it?
Yeah, that's it. And because she's pushing water on me as well, so I feel like she's very conscious of it, very cognizant of it. Even though she doesn't like to empty a glass, she does like to refill one.
Which goes back to the coffee thing. Like you say I don't have a second cup of coffee, but I do often like top off my coffee.
Topping it off, warming it up.
I do a warm up.
Yeah,
so
a
I'm
warm up.
drinking more throughout the day that you're not clocking.
Okay, my last question then is
I believe you.
Do you guys other than what we just kind of ironed out, do you feel pretty good about each other's assessment of each other? Let's grade it. Like JoJo, A, B, C, what would you give Carol's assessment?
I mean, it's pretty strong. I'll give her an A because I love her. She even got the Negroni part right. What it's like.
Carol, what about you?
I mean, like A-. I'm gonna
A little worse.
Wow.
a little worse.
Okay. All right.
I just want
But
him
I
to
feel
try
like
harder.
you
I
both
just-
feel seen. I feel good. I feel good about this. Okay. This was a first. I kind of like this. I really.
It's worked great. Did we freeze or did you freeze?
I'm not frozen. Are you frozen?
Oh.
Are you guys still frozen?
How about now?
No, you're there.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah,
We're all here.
you
now.
never froze for me. Maybe you did for the stream, but we shall find out. Okay, so let's move on to today's Bev. I'm very excited. Our Flow Bev.
Let's do it. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're here.
So JoJo, tell us what it is. Should I pull up a graphic of what we have?
Sure.
Okay, let me find that again. You can introduce these.
All right. Unfortunately, Brian, we couldn't really do what you wanted to do. I called all of the hipster markets of East Los Angeles without even knowing about this Brian's question. I can't stress that enough. I did not know until Carol just played that we were this in the flow. Truly had no clue. However, what I really
Look at
wanted
this.
to do,
Hello.
I wanted to put a couple of the bottled grocery store apple ciders up against a quart of apple cider fresh from the farmer's market, because I couldn't get out to an orchard exactly. But even all the places in LA that would have it, they don't have it yet. They were all so adamant about saying not yet. We don't have it yet.
Not
One of them
yet.
was going to be serving it hot over the weekend, but they said we won't be selling it by the quart for a while. So I don't know if that's a seasonal issue. It was like the California apple growing season that really is cider maybe something that happens a little bit later in the season, where on the East Coast, you're already getting these, these ripe little puppies falling off trees.
Yeah.
And the harvest is maybe ending. And maybe here it's just beginning. I don't know the answer to that. And unfortunately, there's no way to find out.
Okay, so what are we drinking exactly? Because one of these, I'm getting upset just looking at it for some reason. So take us through this.
Okay, so we've got 2 ciders and we've got an apple juice. We've got Martinelli's Organic Honey Crisp Cider.
Very excited about that.
So that's a flat boy. You'll notice the sparkling ones are called sparkling apple cider.
What's a flat boy?
And not sparkling.
Oh, yes.
And abs for days. And then we have 100% Honeycrisp apple cider unfiltered by Trader Joe's.
Yes,
that's maybe the one
classic.
you're getting mad at.
Nope, that's not the one I'm getting mad at.
Okay, organic Gravenstein apple juice.
So
from
what is that
365.
little friend doing at this party?
There were no other apple cider options that were not pre-spiced.
Oh,
And
interesting.
the rest were all unfiltered apple juices. And so
What
we
is
can
Gravenstein?
it is a type of apple, but it seems so spooky in name only.
Oh,
Okay.
Gravenstein.
It's Gravenstein.
Gravenstein.
It is his Frankenstein, but a grave.
Okay, now
doesn't
I'm
get
happy.
any
Now
more.
I'm
Yeah.
happy. Now I'm happy again.
They
I was
should have.
getting thrown by apple juice.
Yes, and
Not
so
to discriminate, but
no, you should, because it is not fair to the ciders that it's getting thrown in here. But I also thought, hey, we should see if we can tell the difference between ciders. Because actually, while I was on the phone with one of the gentlemen employees of Cookbook, hipster grocer here in Los Angeles,
That place is wild.
it's a wild little
seen
place.
it, never been there.
It's worth a spin.
There's one in Highland Park, one in Echo Park.
How much could a banana cost, Michael? $10?
that is 100% the vibe of Cookbook. And he was saying, we do have an unfiltered apple juice that I can pass as cider. That he said that's basically like if he's having a party, he's throwing one of these out there. So,
Wow.
of course, I only after the fact looked up what is the difference between cider and juice. And it ain't much.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like, what is the difference?
So apple cider is pressed apples. It's unfiltered. So there's usually some sediment or even pulp in an
Okay.
apple cider. And apple juice is basically just the filtered version of that. Sometimes, and it's usually loaded with preservatives. So that's a lot of it's a freshness thing.
Okay.
And you're losing some nutritional content from the sediment being removed. But it's neither of those would really compare to just eating an apple. Like that
Okay.
would actually, if you want to get the nutrients from apple, you want to eat the apple. But apple
Fiber.
juice is sometimes you get the fiber when you eat the apple. That's right. And so the apple juice, in addition to being filtered, sometimes you might have sweeteners added. So this is apple cider is simply pressed apples, no sweeteners, no preservatives. That should be it. Some sediment, some pulp. So
Well, I
an
took the
unfiltered apple
photo down
juice,
because
I don't know what the difference is.
I took the photo down because one of them did seem to stand out, but there were two, one including the juice, that look very similar. So it will be interesting to see if we know which one is the juice and which one is the cider.
I agree.
Okay, how should we do this?
Well, I went with our old numbering system. There are dots on the bottoms of our jars.
dots right
You guys
there.
talk amongst yourselves while I go grab ours, and we can decide on a plan of attack.
I almost feel like we start with the dark one first. The dehydrated JoJo one. And then we move on to Carol and then RoRo. These are all of our urine samples. Carol and I are staying
We are not
hydrated.
drinking enough water. No one. Not one of us.
JoJo, do you feel okay with that, starting with the dark one?
Start with the dark one.
Oh, okay. Should we just? Yeah.
Is that crazy?
I don't think that's crazy.
like of anything to like interrupt our palate to make it more confusing, I want to start with that one to make the next two more confusing, because those are the ones that I feel like are going to trick us potentially.
Got it.
Sounds good.
Oh, I love the smell of an apple cider.
Mm.
Now this one, wait, was one of them spiced or not spiced?
None of them should be spiced.
Because this one, I feel like I'm almost getting a little like cinnamon on the nose almost.
Oh, man.
It's delicious smelling.
You're right. I get
Or
what
are
you're-
we just so conditioned? You
Yeah,
know?
maybe.
Like a fresh apple. It does smell like kind of like apple pie.
You can smell the bite to it. Not as sharp on the palate as it is on the nose.
This
Quite
is
juicy.
weird.
Quite juicy.
Oh.
There's like something tannic about it and
Yes.
sour tannic.
Sour.
Although it's so sweet, there's hints of sour tannic to me.
Yeah, and I can't tell, is that just a tart apple? Is that what a Gravenstein apple is? Do you want me to look up the properties of a Gravenstein apple whilst we
Maybe
sip?
after. Andy, did you grow up going to orchards, picking apples, having apple cider donuts?
Not
Hayride.
really. I mean, we would have apple cider, but we didn't do that much of that stuff. We do it nowadays with our children, but my parents we didn't really do that.
Have you done it this season?
No, not this season. Have you guys?
No.
you
And I
wanna go?
ask, would you like to go? I ask because when you get apple cider from a farm and you're drinking it, and it doesn't even have to be hot, there's just a depth of flavor that I've never been able to find in a grocer's mart that isn't the farm stand grocery thing.
I
You
think-
know?
Yes.
I think you're completely right. I think there's a couple things going on. I do, in my mind, have that idea of what homemade apple cider
Yeah.
is. Like, really homemade.
It's like you can taste the skin
Yeah.
almost
Ooh,
in a weird
creepy.
way.
But-
It's like full-bodied. Again, I'm using that phrase.
Yeah, and it is more the viscosity is thicker usually too, right?
Yes, yes.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
Cloudier looking. I mean, all these
Mhm.
are actually pretty cloudy, but I even would
Are
typically think darker than this in my
Darker.
mind.
darker.
But the one interesting thing that I think of, CoCo, is that the one problem or thing that these places have going for it is you're going to these farms, you're going pumpkin picking or orchard picking. It's almost going to taste good no matter what. Right? Like
Right.
Oh,
you're primed for it, like, ooh, I'm gonna get some good apple cider, which it would be so fascinating to really take like homemade apple ciders from a bunch of different places and be like, is one of these horrible? Like, but
Yeah.
you're so ready for it to be good,
Right.
and the setting speaks to how much it tastes, sort of.
Yeah, there's a lot of sensory input and there's a lot of expectations. There's probably a lot of work that's gone into getting you there, and you're probably filling in a lot of gaps. I wonder if we could, if we had done this like at an orchard, we go to Underwood or whatever, and we do the shootout, and one of them is the one from there. Like, could we tell it apart? I wonder.
in the setting.
In the setting,
I like
In
that. That's a
the
good
field
setting.
trip,
the field trip.
Yeah.
T-Bash field trip.
Because it would be pretty amazing. I have to imagine, especially all these places like, if you have like a public garden or something, or a farm that does a big, pumpkin walkthrough, corn maze kind of thing, and they're selling hot apple cider. Are they using the real good stuff,
See,
or
I
is
think
it
the
like,
heat goes a long way to hide
Yeah.
things.
yeah, like sake or something? Is it hiding sort of the lesser quality? Is it?
Let's just pretend. Let's just like get there in our minds. Let's like try to invoke the.
It is
the
like
farm.
it is interesting the
What are you smelling?
no, it is interesting the like I'm guessing that there are places that also could totally be running a scam and not using like they could be pouring jugs of TJ's hot cider or cider into their thing. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
100%.
And we would never know potentially.
Or maybe they're cutting it.
Yo, I was at a breakfast place in Los Angeles recently. They had organic apple juice on the menu, like on the kids menu. And granted, I was just there getting a coffee. I saw them pouring the apple juice, like taking it out of the little like low fridge around the register. The shit was Signature Select, aka the Vaughn's brand, the Safeway brand, store brand bottle.
Was it
He's
organic
pouring it into the
Signature
glass.
Select though?
I don't know.
Citizens arrest.
There's the fact though they're probably charging like $4 for it is outrageous.
Wow. At Golden
So who
Road,
knows?
they'll get you that Martinelli's.
That's true.
Randy Ave made me laugh out loud with his comment or her comment.
You can go ahead and read
The
it.
properties of Gravenstein apples are that they are dried apples that are rehydrated and then reanimated with a bolt of lightning.
Very nice. Very nice.
As a matter of fact, a Gravenstein apple is a tart apple that is been around since the 17th century, much like our big boy Frankenstein. That it has a tart flavor and is heavily used as a cooking apple, especially for applesauce and apple cider. It does not keep well and is available only in season. How about that?
Oh,
All right,
so
let's-
that's what they're playing on. They're like, this is just right now,
Yes.
as though we live in a world where things aren't stored forever. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we learned in like our OJ episode, it's stored for like 2 years before
Yeah.
it gets.
Well,
to
that's
our
all because
lips.
of CoCo. She was the one who
so I worked on a Tropicana commercial, and I learned
Flower,
things
where's
that no person should ever learn.
the flower?
That's all we have. Do you want to share anything else about that?
So heinous. Oh, about the storage of
Yeah.
OJ. Yeah, basically, to get the uniform flavor, where every time you open a Tropicana carton, you know exactly what that tastes like. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and I
yeah.
remember back in the days where I drank orange juice. I had cows to spare, you know, like I didn't, your metabolism as a child, you don't care about these things. You're just drinking orange juice.
Yeah.
Florida's natural, Tropicana, I don't know.
Simply.
I could definitely tell between the brands because there's
Mhm.
a certain taste. Well,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they pick the oranges, they squeeze the oranges,
Mm-hmm.
they put the orange juice in a tank. And that tank is like when the FDA comes in, right? Is like then. It's earlier in the process.
Okay.
And then that is stored for a very long time. And you can imagine that probably tastes like shit. And that's when the flavor packets are added. And like literally it's just like flavoring to make like that, like natural flavors. You always think, oh, it's the last thing on the list. It can't
It's
be
only a
that
little bit.
much.
It's like, yeah, by volume, it's small, but it's like these crystalline powders.
It's what
oh my
basically
God.
makes the water at this point. That I mean, look, I'm being a little extreme here. Maybe it's not as evil as I'm making it sound, but it sounded so gross from the experts that I was talking, like somebody who knew, and I was like, that is nastiness. Like,
Yeah.
and I never drink anything. I mean, I'm not drinking orange juice at this point in my life, but like fresh squeezed, that's the only way to go. It's the only way.
Only way to go.
Wow.
Should we drink another apple cider?
Yeah.
We should. Let's
Which
go to
one?
number 2, 2 dots.
2 dots.
2 dots. I got it.
Okay, this one
Like
smells
grayish.
This one smells much more like the outside of an apple to me.
You just nailed it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's
Wow.
waxy smelling almost. You
Maybe
could,
that's just so poetic.
Oh, thank you. Huh. Not quite as sweet, but very, very appley. But again, like the outside
Watery.
of an apple. Yeah, watery.
Mm.
It is not my favorite, but it feels
Tastes
like
pretty
you
good.
could drink more of it. Like it feels more hydrating or something.
Yeah. Oh man, it tastes like you bit an apple. Wow, that is crazy. What a wild trick.
It is, yeah.
I
It does
don't
feel real-ish.
just to respond to Splee, I don't know about pulp. I'm sure it's heinous, but I did forget to mention that in the tanks it's frozen, so that's how they
The
keep
pulp's
it that way.
frozen, or
I mean the juice is frozen. I don't know about the pulp, but I bet it's nasty.
So it's not from oh my God, I just had a thought. Is all that pulp sinking to the bottom of these things? So that's how they're able to say like extra pulp, whatever. You're just kind of getting further down into the silo, you know, and you're scooping out the pulpy.
Oh, I love that theory.
Where gravity has done its best work.
If it gets below 20 feet, we're in some pulp area.
You're in some pulp. From 40 to 60.
Full pulp.
That's full pulp. That's extra pulp down there in the dregs.
Okay, I feel very good about this second apple juice of like knowing. I feel like I'm gonna know what these are. Should we move on to the third?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hit
the
it.
third little one. How many dots does that have on it?
We got one.
1 dot.
1 dot. Okay, we went backwards. This one smells a little soapy to me.
No smell.
Can't smell anything.
Yeah. Truly no smell at all on this.
See, this one to me this is not cider. This is not cider. And I'm not saying it's the apple juice one. I'm just saying you've missed the point, brand, that whoever.
Yeah.
Just because it's cloudy doesn't mean you can pass this off as cider. It tastes like juice. If I were drinking this out of a juice box, I would just be like, it's honest kids juice, you know?
Ooh, yes. It feels very underwhelming in the flavor punch, too.
Because, like, honest doesn't have as much sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. It's not nearly as sweet. The other interesting thing about these three options, because I say it's pretty interesting, is that the two ciders are both Honeycrisp. And then we've got the Gravelstein that's the juice. Gravenstein.
Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting because I'm a little confused because the middle one to me, you know, the one that we described as having the smell of the outside of the apple, I was kind of leaning towards that being the juice one. But now this third one, 1 dot, is really throwing me, especially what you were just saying, Carol.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what to do here.
But they both of these lighter colored ones they both feel like a different type of apple to me, sort of, which makes me think either of them could be.
Yeah.
Circle back.
I feel like I know exactly, though.
I'm going to drink all these, though. They taste good to me. I do like the...
Yeah, I mean...
I'm really torn what's my favorite of them now.
Well, if you go back to I thought the first one was really good, but if you go back to it, it's...
Yeah, it's
not impressing me much, you know?
That's a callback to a Mummy and Deaddy episode.
Impressing me much.
Of the Subaru Impreza.
Okay. All right. Carol, rate these top to bottom.
The third one just made me so angry.
Yeah.
Because I just don't feel like you can call this cider, but it's not. Shoot. Okay, well, I like 3 dots the most, for sure.
Okay.
I guess it's so weird. 312, which was the same thing that I chose on the Blueberry Kefir episode. I just listened to this. So weird. 312.
So your favorite's 3, the dark one, the first
3.
one we drank,
and then
the last one we drank, you're putting middle. I thought that one angered you.
It does, but this is not good. The second one, it's so watery.
Interesting. Okay, JoJo.
It has no flavor.
I almost just circled back to 2 as my favorite. I'm just going 3, 2, 1. That's my 3 dots, 2 dots, 1 dot in order of preference. The first one, though, it's not hitting as hard as it did on the first sip. I still think retains the most cidery properties to me, and that's what I'm wanting. So I like the tartness and the appleiness. It's got them both.
I might agree with you there. I'm actually going to put number 2 as my favorite one, the middle one. Wow. I'm going to go 2-3-1. The first one we drank, which was 3, it was almost too sour tart for me to put to be my top one. But I would absolutely agree that it is the most apple cidery of the gang for sure.
Yeah.
But the middle one, number 2, to me is just it's the most interesting and feels the most evolved. Is how I would describe it. Let's reveal these. Let's
do we
guess
guess?
what they are first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Carol, what do you think? Which do you think each one is?
I've waffled a lot in my mind about this as we've gone through it, but I think that 3 is the Gravenstein, and I think that 2 is Trader Joe's, and I think
Okay.
that 1 is the Martinelli's.
One. Okay. JoJo.
He just
Oh,
left.
he's gone. I was
Stormed
looking
off.
down at my cheat sheet. And
Oh,
we're
he's
talking.
he's coming back with the bottles.
Okay. I'll go while he's sitting down. I think that number 3 dots, I think, is TJ's. I think 2 dots is Martinelli's. And I think the 1 dot, the last one that we sipped off of, is the Gravenstein.
Interesting.
JoJo, what about you?
I think I'm gonna agree with you on those. I think 3 dots is TJ's,
Really?
2 is Martinelli's, and 1 dot is the apple juice because it is the most juice-like. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's
but-
very interesting because we happen to have some Trader Joe's cider in the fridge, and if 3 is it, that's going to be really funny to me because I just didn't think much of it.
Yeah, and we know from years of doing this, TJ's tends to lose these shootouts.
Yeah.
TJ's loses everything.
Like, by all rights, it should be the 1 dot. Okay? That's where it belongs, right? That was our universe. What were your ratings again?
3, 1, 2.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
for 1 and 2, I don't like either one. It's-
Yeah.
So
So either way, not great.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll reveal the Martinelli's first. Martinelli's is 1 dot.
woohoo!
Martinelli's.
Wow.
is- Oh, Carol, way to go.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Wow. So
Martinelli's, I'm circling
Gravenstein
back.
apple juice is already, at least for me and RoRo, doing some work. Okay. TJ's is 2 dots.
See, I knew.
You got it.
Wait,
Wow.
what? Hold on. What?
Yes. TJ's is 2 dots. That means
Redemption.
Gravenstein apple juice was our favorite apple cider.
Stop it. That was the
That was my
darkest one of the
favorite.
bunch?
That was the darkest one of the bunch. It's got a hair
That
hanging
was-
off it. But otherwise,
That was my favorite. You guys.
And
picked
my
2.
favorite was the
your favorite?
TJ's?
Yeah.
This is a T-Bash first. Holy shit. Wow.
Wait.
Yep.
Wait, 3 was the 3 dots is the Gravenstein, the
Yeah.
first one we drank.
Yes.
Okay. So that
Wow.
was our favorite. Your favorite, RoRo.
My favorite.
Oh, I was saying my favorites were 3 dots, 2 dots, 1 dot.
Okay. That you.
I'm
His was
sorry.
2, 1, 3.
Mine was 2. The 213.
Right, your favorites. You're a Honeycrisp boy.
Very
You love
crazy.
TJ's, and it's your favorite store and your favorite drink.
Wow, what a ride. Well, I am glad, as it all turned out, that you put the Gravenstein in here. I think,
Yeah.
wow.
Can I give you some price points on these bad Larrys?
Please.
Okay. Trader Joe's, a scant $3.69.
Okay.
Then we've got Gravenstein at $4.99.
Wow.
Okay.
Actually, I would have thought it would be higher.
Martinelli's $8.99.
That is.
Wow.
That's criminal.
It is, and this is, by the way, that's for 1 liter of beverage. The Honeycrisp thing is 2 quarts, almost 2 liters, and the Gravenstein is but 1 quart, whatever the hell that is, just shy of a liter.
Wow.
So big value buy from that
Wow.
TJ's one as well.
Well, you're in luck, RoRo.
Wow. Crazy. Okay.
Your fall is
Wow.
made.
All right, this is weird. I feel very weird about this. Well, let's move on to our next segment, and that is a segment I like to call
Brian's questions.
I have a quick Brian's questions update. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
So last week with John Gabris,
Oh my God.
Gabris kind of might have put out a challenge to the world.
Sounded like one to me.
To Brian. I got this text the day after the episode dropped. Are you ready? Now I gotta find it. Do. Oh boy. Where is it? I gotta find it. This is not good podcasting.
It was pretty good.
Okay. This was the morning the podcast dropped. Oh man, no. All right, I'm not going to waste time. Anyways, Brian hit me up. He's like, "Oh, those questions are coming. When are we doing this?" So, shout out Brian. We love you so much. We can't thank you for the questions. We can't thank you enough that you're going to come up with another 100 questions to rapid fire Gabris on a future episode.
Whoa.
So
Speechless.
anyways, that's coming. I couldn't be more delighted that Brian still listens to this show and that
I have to keep that in mind.
he's going to make our dreams come true
Oh, that is incredible.
and ruin Gabris's dreams.
Yeah, he's not
Or
gonna
his
be...
day, at least.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's gonna be so good. I can't wait. We will keep everybody apprised as to the status of those. Maybe we can live stream Brian writing the questions. He can't read them out loud, but he can write them.
Exactly. I'm
Okay.
open to him reading them out loud. we're gonna figure that out. Okay. What is this week's Brian's question?
So glad you asked. Will you read this, Carol?
Oh, Brian's question number 30. Have canned cocktails really gone premium?
Good inflection.
What a great Brian's question, by the way, too.
Wow.
It's kind of classic.
It is. It is. There's sort of there's an insinuation that this is a raging debate, which I like.
And a scam.
yes. It's all of the elements. Carol?
I mean, I feel like I'm no expert, but they've come a long way. They've definitely come a long way.
That's true.
And the ones that are in what is that brand with the glass bottles and the cork? And it's like you can get a
The On the
Mai
Rocks.
Tai or On the Rocks. Yeah.
Oh, right,
I mean,
right.
those are really good. Really good.
They didn't fare so well in our old-fashioned shootout, but they had some stiff competition.
And
Well,
also, but
that's
those
tough.
all were pretty good. We came
They're
away
all
from
pretty
that being like,
solid.
these are way better than I thought they ever would have been.
And an old fashioned is such a simple drink when you come down to it that it's like kind of like buying frozen pasta where you're just like, why are you doing this? You know, like just make an old fashioned. But a Mai Tai takes work. And for them to just sell it in a bottle. Just
Yeah,
like, anyway.
more ingredients. That's true. So, what do you say? Have they really gone premium?
I know there's always room for improvement, you know? Like, I don't think that we're not in a golden age yet of canned cocktails.
Yeah.
I think the age of canned wine has had an apex, and that's
I would
fine.
agree with that. Yeah.
That's okay.
This is like we are at the halftime right now, and if I was the coach for canned cocktails, I would be like, you guys have come a long way. You've worked your fucking ass off this
But
season.
it's now or never.
Go get them, right?
Yeah.
And then
Now you gotta go for the jugular.
But agreed.
Bring this one
it,
home.
It looks good, you know, and they've made incredible headway, but yeah, are they premium?
It's
quite.
not ever something that you're going to like be proud of, I don't think. Like as a consumer, you're not going to be like, "Hey guys, I'm having a fancy dinner party and guess what I got? Canned cocktails for everybody."
Canned margarita.
It's
You
never-
nailed it, Carol.
Yeah.
You nailed it. But that being said, I think you just opened up a can of worms of
Ooh.
I think there's room in the
everything.
space for someone to come in and be like, this $60 bottle of Mai Tai is the shit. You've never had a premixed That's who needs to come into the space. That'll happen, and then it'll all be over, and no one will care about these ever again.
So I guess the answer is not yet.
Not yet.
But forecast looks good.
Forecast looks pretty good.
Yeah, because it's not going away. It's not
No way.
This is not a phase. Like, yeah, there certainly are people working on just that, the $60 can.
Hard at work in the lab on the $60 canned cocktail.
What's it going around all the relatives trying to? I tell you guys, this is gonna go. This is the thing. You got to get. You weren't gonna want to be in on the ground floor here, Uncle Raj, or
The delivery method is the key. That's the critical piece of this. I don't even think it's the ingredients, because I think you can fool people. Or I should say, there's enough premium booze out there to make a very booze forward thing by just mixing the ingredients you probably already own if you're some gigantic beverage thing.
But we don't know about the shelf stability of it. There has to be something to that. Otherwise, we would already have fantastic canned cocktails. I think it must be harder than we know.
Well, I just think it's also the vessel. That's what I'm saying is I think if you create a premium looking thing instead of a can, that's how you can really go premium.
Which is
that
why
glass bottle, the on the rocks
the
thing.
on the rocks, that's doing a lot of legwork. But our friends over at the Fable during the pandemic, they were canning some cocktails. They had borrowed a friend's canning machine.
Yeah, so they're making their own house cocktails and canning them.
Because the canning process is really the thing. You need this special special machine. So and there was one of the 6 that I drank, and it was something with mezcal.
Yes, that's the one that
which
I was thinking
I'm
of
not
too.
going to go for a mezcal drink usually, but that was the one that I when I poured it in a glass, I was I feel like I'm at a bar drinking a craft cocktail.
Yeah,
and that's what
amazing.
you need. You need somebody who's a very established bartender to be mixing these things.
Yep.
And I don't know about the freshness. Maybe that had a part in it. I don't know. That's something I have no idea about.
Well, and then they had a hard time selling people on, you should buy this because the reason why it's $14 or something is because it's got 2 cocktails in it. So that's actually a really good deal. It's half price on a cocktail, but you're getting this little can. And so people, you couldn't do the mental leap of saying, this is good.
There's ice involved here.
This is going to really fill a glass, or it's going to look good on the table because I poured it into my martini glasses or whatever.
Right.
It was like a 2/3 full aluminum can that had 2 servings in it, and that's I think it's a tough thing to get that. And like you said, the $60 thing is where it's got to go. But then who is it for is also the other, then it's the questions who's not able to mix a drink themselves, or this is interesting enough that it's identifiably our own product instead of just an old fashioned. It's some other special thing. It's that mezcal cocktail, but it's you got to know you like it. Anyway, that's a good question, Brian.
I wonder if canned cocktails are maybe getting better in places like Vegas or New Orleans, where you can just walk around with a cocktail. Because I feel that's also part of it, because it's if you really want a great cocktail, you're probably also looking for the experience of going to a bar and chatting with the bartender, or making it yourself and being I'm such a great home bartender. Look at my beautiful drinks.
Yeah, look at my glassware and all the fun accessories I put in there. We were talking who was it was on recently turned us on to that place in Burbank that does all the bottles. They'll mail you the things. They'll ship you all the straws and the umbrellas and everything with it. Yeah. But you're right. If you can go to a place where you could just drink it out of the can in the streets and really enjoy yourself.
Yeah, or you're going to a picnic, or I just wonder if what we're missing with the cocktails going premium is the setting where you really need a pre-made premium cocktail.
I love it.
If all the stars and all the celebs are going to outdoor movies or something, maybe we'll see a boom.
Yes.
I don't know.
We'll do it. We'll create this magic.
Amazing. Randy says here, Excellent answer to Brian's question, which I totally agree. I wish I could have a cocktail with y'all someday. Thanks again, RoRo, JoJo, CoCo, and Bev Heads.
Oh,
What a fantastic way to cap this fantastic episode. Randy, shout out to you, my friend.
Thanks for hanging with us.
indeed.
Gosh. So, you guys, anything that you have to plug? Carol, tell us about Mummy and Deaddy. And I hear has episode 50 dropped, or is it going to drop? Give the fans a little update of what the deal is.
Episode 50. Can't believe we've come so far.
It's hard to believe.
Episode 50 drops on Thursday. We just recorded it last night, actually. Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe you've heard of it.
Classic.
Yeah, so good.
Tell them what the show is about. This is the only chance I'll ever get to talk about it on this show.
Butthole Gate? Is that what you're saying?
Teaser. No, what's the premise of this whole series?
Oh, our show. We talk a lot about Butthole Gate in this episode. So we watch horror movies with children in it, featuring children. And we talk about the parenting pitfalls in the movie and the kid-related issues. A lot of the times we're talking about our own parenting experiences. We're talking about horror movies in general. So if you like both of those things, if you're a parent who likes horror movies, this is the show for you.
It is the show for you.
Yeah, I've not seen anything like it, really. And I love podcasts. So yeah, we've been trying to have Spooktober Fest be our little fun drive and trying to spread the word. So this is actually really great to plug it here because we just we love making the show. It's been so fun. And we started it in August of 2019.
Yes.
And then did a lot of it during the pandemic, of course. But it's just been such a great chronicle of our journey as parents and also like a great excuse to watch crazy, crazy horror movies. Like Yes, there is, Randy.
Yes, there's a JoJo and CoCo horror movie show.
Yeah,
She be
Randy's-
Mummy, I be Deaddy. And Mummy and
Yeah.
Deaddy pod.
Search
Yeah.
Mummy and Deaddy pod wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
50 episode binge. Whoop, says Randy. Exactly. Go and leave it. Hey, while you're there listening, go subscribe and get some of that iTunes feedback up on there.
Yeah, that would
For
be really
sure.
great.
And while you're at it, while you're logged in, throw in at TBASH too. We still need that. We all need those reviews. It's how
We all
new
need
people
them
find the
reviews.
shows, y'all.
It's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like once I figured out how easy it was, I just rate and review all the time now because it really does help. Yeah,
I
but
love
that's very exciting that we're at episode 50 and we have there are still so many more horror movies with kids in it. It's just a lot of we have a lot of sequels to tackle. We have a lot of new movies that look so scary and good.
We're always open to suggestions.
Yeah.
Horror movie with a kid, hit them up at Mummy X Deaddy Pod on the gram.
Yes.
We got it scrolling right down there, and we'll put it up on the show notes of the Instagram post. And fantastic. Well, Carol, thank you for coming back.
Thank you so
for
much
your
for being
hat
here.
trick appearance. Thank you once again for letting me drink your breast milk all those many years ago. I think about
Anytime.
it every single day.
Anytime. I know how you like it in your coffee, so we'll just bring over some of the frozen batches.
Yeah.
It's funny. I
Down
put
to the
up
last couple.
I always thought it would be fun to do another breast milk episode, and I've had an ad running on Craigslist for 4 years. No one has answered the ad, so I really feel like the window closed, and I can't thank you for making those dreams of mine come true.
Yeah.
Need fresh breast milk. No kids.
Yeah. I mean, and as we learned on that episode, like your wife's breast milk was just delicious, like the best in the biz, really. So
Best in the biz. Wow, I'm gonna let her know that you said that. All right, gang, everybody out there, thank you so much. Keep those rap contest or death metal or singing or spoken word entries coming. You're gonna win an Ice Walks box, and we'll see y'all next week. And last but not least,
Go fuck yourself.